Hey friends, on to part 2 of our broth series. We're going to talk about chicken stock today. So before we go any further, let's talk about the difference between a stock and a broth. A broth is made with bones and vegetables and spices. A stock is a broth that also has additional meat in the recipe as well. We're going to do this like mathematicians, so from now on, whenever I say the word stock or broth, I mean them interchangeably. All the things I'm going to talk about work for both. So we're only going to use one recipe, but we're going to talk about a few different ways to execute the recipe. So the recipe is going to be a chicken carcass, a carrot, an onion, celery, and spices. Crushed black peppercorns, thyme, bay leaves, and some parsley. If you don't have those things lying around, just add some salt and pepper. That's fine. I usually like to save this salt in my broth for later. That choice is up to you though. Now, to be completely honest, you do get a bit of flavor from blowtorching the vegetables, but mostly it's just fun. The cooking methods are as follows. You could do a short cook time, a half hour. Put all those things in a pot, fill it up to the top with water, bring it to a boil as quickly as possible, and then let it simmer for a half hour. Okay, great. Strain that and you've got a wonderful chicken stock. You might want to do a longer cook time though, because a half hour might not be enough to get all the collagen out of the bones. So something like a 2 or a 3 hour cook time might be more suited for what you're going for. In this case, don't add the vegetables and the spices until the last hour. I find you lose some of the freshness of the flavor if you add them too early, and it also messes up the texture and the mouthfeel just a little bit. Another thing to keep in mind is the higher the heat that you cook these things at, the cloudier your broth is going to be. In some cases that's desirable, but not in all cases. So it just depends on what you're looking for. So the recipe that I used in this video is more in sort of the middle. Instead of cooking this recipe on the stove, I did everything in a pressure cooker and I let it go for 90 minutes. It looks like this when it's done. Since anything worth doing is worth doing to excess, I put the lid back on there and slow cooked that all night long. For science. I personally prefer longer cook times. I think they have a better flavor, and I think that they're a little bit better of a use of resources. You get a little bit more flavor and nutrition. The problem with chicken bones is that they're small, and after about 8 hours, they just don't have anything left to give. You can tell that a bone has released all of the collagen when you can break it in your hand without any resistance. This is only part 2 in this broth series. Part 3 is going to be on a pork bone broth, which of course, I'm going to tell you how to transform into a beautiful bowl of ramen. So, I will see you soon, friends.